What is good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Raider Alex back with yet another video for you guys. Anybody that is new to the channel, you guys love Raiders related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, let's jump right into the topic of this video. The Carolina Panthers sent shockwaves throughout the entire National Football League yesterday after announcing that they will make an aggressive move, officially moving up to the #1 overall spot in this year's draft. Look, for them to make such an aggressive move like that really just tells you one thing, and that is that they will plan on drafting a quarterback at #1. Now, whether they choose to draft a guy like CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson, really who knows, but today we're going to talk about how this move they made in the draft really affects the Raiders and other teams who need a quarterback heading into this year's draft. This move essentially shows that there's going to be a strong possibility that there will be an early run at quarterback position in this year's first round, because look, at #1 the Carolina Panthers are going to take a quarterback for sure. #2, the Houston Texans are for sure going to take a quarterback as well. At #4, the Indianapolis Colts are also very likely going to take a quarterback. And at #5, the Seahawks, even though they did extend Geno Smith, you never know. They may also look into drafting a quarterback, especially if a guy like Anthony Richardson is there. And maybe even the Detroit Lions at 6 would consider drafting a quarterback as well. And with the Raiders selecting at #7, if they want a certain quarterback early in this year's draft, if they want one of the top prospects, then very likely they're going to have to be obligated to trade up. And really the only way you can ensure yourself to get yourself one of these top 3 quarterbacks, whether it be Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson, is to move up to the #3 overall spot with the Arizona Cardinals, and then you just select whatever quarterback is left at #3. So this move definitely puts the Raiders in a very interesting position. Now really it all just depends on how our coaching department, how our scouting department has really evaluated this year's draft class of quarterbacks. Maybe they really aren't in love with any early round quarterback prospect, and if that's the case, we may just consider drafting a guy in the 2nd round or in the later round, a developmental type of guy. Now look, many of you might think, well, let's go and try and draft Hendon Hooker in the 2nd round. And well, the way I see it is there may be a chance that a guy like Hendon Hooker, maybe he doesn't make it to the 2nd round, especially if there's an early run at quarterbacks in the top 10. Look, I know in most mock drafts he's available in the 2nd and 3rd round, but really you got to think about it. There's a legit possibility that within the top 5 of this year's draft, there could be 4 quarterbacks taken. And if that's the case, Hendon Hooker, in my opinion, is the next best available quarterback on the board. And now with the Raiders selecting at #7, I don't think Hendon Hooker is worthy of such an early round pick at #7 for the Las Vegas Raiders. But really, in this certain situation, in this scenario, are we really confident that from pick #6 to 38, which would officially be our 2nd round draft pick, so essentially 32 full draft selections, that a quarterback would not get selected? Are we really confident that if quarterbacks go that early, that Hendon Hooker would even last to our 2nd round pick? Because I'm really not. At that point, I could really see Hendon Hooker going to a team in the late 1st round. So then the Raiders would be obligated once again to make a choice. They would either have to trade up for Hendon Hooker in the late 1st, or at that point they're just gonna have to try to find a later round developmental type of quarterback. So look, most definitely it's a very tricky situation for the Raiders at quarterback, and with free agency right around the corner, everything is trending towards the possibility of us signing a veteran quarterback like Jimmy Garoppolo. And look, I'm fine with Jimmy Garoppolo being our bridge quarterback, but really it just depends to what type of contract we end up signing him to. I don't want him here for a long-term deal. I don't want to be committed to him long-term, and also we cannot overpay for a quarterback, but really just depends on the type of contract, because if you sign him to a 1 to 2 year deal, you can get out of that contract relatively easy. But for sure, with free agency right around the corner, be sure to expect that the Raiders are going to sign a quarterback here soon, because really in the certain situation that we are in, the Raiders are almost obligated to do so, because we cannot go into this year's draft with only Jarrett Stidham and Chase Garbers on our roster at the quarterback position, because at that point we would just come off as desperate for a quarterback throughout the whole league. And then if we try to make any type of moves, if we try to strike any type of deal in the draft, then the other team will just drive up the asking price because they know we need a quarterback so badly. So I fully expect a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo to be our quarterback, for us to sign him, and for it to be announced sometime next week. But Raider Nation, I think this aggressive move by Carolina to move up in this year's draft most definitely changes everything for the Raiders. If indeed they want to get one of these top guys like a CJ Stroud or Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson, even a Will Levis. But if they are really interested in getting one of these guys, they're gonna have to be aggressive. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know what our plan is going to be heading into this year's draft. Are we going for a first round quarterback? Are we going to wait and try to get a later round quarterback? Who knows? We will just have to see. But there's no doubt that if we want one of these young, exciting prospects, then we're very likely going to have to be aggressive and trade up in this year's draft. But Raider Nation, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What direction do you think we're heading in at the quarterback position, especially in the draft? But with that being said, that's all I have for you guys in today's video. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raiders related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next one.